Everyone, just waiting for people to join. Let me say on the group that I'm live. Okay, cool. I think we're here. This is amazing. Cool. So let's get these things done. I would like to pop out the chat. No, but I don't want to pop out the chat. I just want to. Yeah. Can I just observe the chat without? Is it possible to see the chart like that? No. Pop-out chart. And then is that? And then I have so many windows. Okay. Cool. So I'm just leaving the chat open on this window so that I can start with it, and also so that we can have it going. So welcome to the stream again today. If you have any questions or if you have any curiosities as we are doing this, please feel free to ask, and feel free to stop me and send in a comment either via WhatsApp or Discord or the YouTube chat, whichever way you would like to reach me. Okay, cool. So usually my streams are composed of doing quite a bit of deep dive into Zephyr or into some topic, sometimes C, sometimes Zephyr, sometimes some drivers, but it's usually a deep dive where we are in the middle of a lot of things. So we're changing glue code that is in the middle of a lot of drivers on top of it and a lot of drivers below it, and then it becomes like it's almost consumption. However, today what I would like to do is I have this custom BLE service that Marvin and I worked on a year ago, and what I want to go and do is just to add all the years worth of experience into this, and kind of clean it up, make it sort of better, make it cleaner, make it clearer, and then along with this also basically break down Bluetooth Low Energy again, and then also like go through it and try and understand it more intuitively. So in today's version of the code, we will be modifying this Zephyr application, this Zephyr application, which is a custom BLE service that we implemented a year ago or something. What we're going to do is basically clean it up, and we have this custom BLE service that basically it makes a custom BLE service. So BLE has a known list of services, okay, and then you can make up your own. So this service that we've built right now, it makes a custom service, and then based on that custom service, it exposes some parameters. The hardware I'll be using today is the usual NRF52840DK dongle. However, you can use an ESP. You can use whatever system you have that has BLE and is Zephyr connected, and that should enable you to follow along pretty cool. So let's get the Zephyr environment started here. Activate. Cool. And then I think what we want to do is we want to just build this application. Do I perhaps have NRF 52? Yeah, so let's build this application for the NRF 52840 dongle. And the other thing I'll be doing in the meanwhile, because this application comes with because this application does not come with an onboard debugger. I mean, we can call it application, but this development board does not come with an onboard debugger. Rather, it comes with an onboard defined DFU. We have a DFU system on board, which is download firmware updates, USB DFU system on board. So what we need to do is we need to build the firmware for it and then package it as a DFU element, and then we can ship it to our application. And because this app is a year old, we have some deprecations in the code that we will be fixing as we are going through this. Amazing. Cool. So let's build that, and then we shall flash it, and then the other thing that you might need to follow through is Bluetooth scanner application. So like you want a BLE scanner application, something like BLE scanner like this. So it's just a phone an application for your phone that allows you to scan BLE services and connect to them and interact with them if you need. So we have now built that service, and then I will clear my screen so that I can make it more visible, and then no, that's not what I want. So there's a pretty involving NRF command, but here it is. Let's just go through it quickly and understand what it means. So in order to compile, there's three ways of flashing code onto this dongle that we have. You can use the inbuilt bootloader, you can use MCU boot, and you can use an external debug probe. I'm not going to use MCU boot today. I'm not going to use an external debug probe today. I'm just going to use the inbuilt bootloader so that we can go straight to the code and jump all the setup stuff. So all we need to do is we need to build up. We need NRF util installed. And then we also need NRF SDK, that is SDK tools, and those will be coming from NRF util. And I don't remember how I installed NRF util, but it should be, you can't Google it or you can't click on the links in this page, and it can help you. Basically, here you go. Let's just do it. If you come to this page, NodXME and NRF util, you can download it for your system, and you can get it set up for Linux, Windows, Mac, and Mac with Apple Silicon, and you can get that going. Cool. So what we want to use is we want to use these utils to package our application into an download firmware update packet that our bootloader that is on board the thing will understand. And basically, to do that, we use this command. Okay, cool. So that command is what is on my application, right? So I can actually do this so that it's easier to read. No. So I can do NRF util. I'll type it so we can just go. I'm sure someone is installing it. NRF 5 SDK tools, and then package generate package generate command, and then here we can make a space, and then here we can say hardware version. Then is the 552 because we're on the 52, and then here we can say SD request is 0x00, and then here we can specify that our application is in build zephyr.hex, and then we can also remove that, and then we can go application version 1. Let's make it a 2, and then we can say custom zip. We can just make it a custom BLE zip. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're just taking the code that is in Zephyr hex, and we are basically packaging it into a DFU package that can be flashed via USB in custom BLE.zip. This is a .zip. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Amazing. Ls, we'll see custom BLE.zip has been made, and then following to that, we can use this command over here, nrf util nrf, this one over here. We can use this to flash our device, but in order to flash this, the board has to be in reset mode. So I'm gonna do that now. I almost need a small screwdriver so I can reach that pin easily. Okay, the board is in there. Let's see if I have this still. Where's the short one? Yeah, cool. So custom BLE. Okay, let's do that and see what happens. The board is reacting. The LED is reacting. Amazing. Cool. So let's go through this. Whoa. So let's see. That's flashed. It's on my board. I can't disconnect it and show it to you because then it will go off. Well, I can, and then I'll disconnect it, reconnect it, but there's nothing to see there. Okay, cool. So let's go on our Bluetooth scanner app, and I already see a custom BLE service on the list. Okay, so I'll do connect, and it's saying it's discovering status, discovering services. Cool, it's discovered a custom service with a custom ID, and then in that custom service is found a custom characteristic. So okay, we'll go back and forth kind of, and we will discover these things as we are going along. Yeah, I want to go to documents. Choose Gaia, and then into posts, and then in so let's open the article for today. Okay, cool. So how does Bluetooth work? So we're going to be jumping through this from here to here. Okay, so let's quickly cover some basics, and then we can come back and go through the code and see what it is. So Bluetooth Low Energy is like a it's newish. It's covered from I think Bluetooth. I know Bluetooth 5 covers it, but I'm not so sure when it came along. But Bluetooth Low Energy is not the same as Bluetooth Classic, and Bluetooth Low Energy is capable of doing Bluetooth in a way that is more power savings. And you can go into all of these links that I've included in the article. The article should be linked in the how do I say this? Shall we? Let's post this in case someone wants to use it. Git status. Git add. I guess you guys can see what's coming soon. 25/8/23. Git commit -m placeholder holder log git push. So if you go to gauchos.com, you will see, if you go to gauchos.com and you refresh a little bit, a few times, you should see basically that. Let's see, gauchos.com. Let's see, you should have, I think it's still deploying. It's still deploying. Anyways, we don't have to wait for this here. If you go to this link, this post will have appeared in the next few minutes. If I actually did indeed push. Yeah, I did push. Okay, cool. So let's go back, let's jump back and look at how Bluetooth works. So the way Bluetooth Low Energy works is that you have you have a connection between two types of system entities. You have connections between a low-powered device, something like, say, your headphones, and it can communicate either with something else that is low-powered, or it can also communicate with a more power-capable one. So your headphones and your smartphone. And your smartphone here, as you saw, we're using the smartphone app to check the custom service that we made. So when they're connected like this, one of them is called a broadcaster, which is the sensor, the thing that is checking what the real world is doing. It's just, oh, I've checked the temperature, it's this. Oh, I've checked the temperature, it's this. Oh, I've checked the temperature, it's this. And then you have another device that is called an observer, which is now scanning Bluetooth packets. It's scanning Bluetooth packets that exist because Bluetooth is just for radio. And it's scanning Bluetooth packets that just exist everywhere. And this observer is trying to find things it recognizes, things it's allowed to connect to, and then it's trying to consume services and characteristics of those services. Okay, so we'll go through this a few more times, and then we'll kind of develop an intuition for it. Okay, cool. So in our old implementation from last year, we have a random number generator, which I'll not go through so because that's beyond the scope of this. And anyways, we have a random number generator, and this random number generator is enabling us to have that custom characteristic in there that we can read and we can get notifications from. Okay, so if I press R, you will see I read a hex value. And then after 2 seconds again, if I press R, the hex value changes. And can I get notifications? Not yet. But that's fine. So, because this is what we're going through. So, basically what our service does is it simulates a sensor, and every 2 seconds it will produce, every 2 seconds, let's see, every 2 seconds, something here. Every 2 seconds it will produce a value, and then it will save that value somewhere, and then every time we read from the observer, which is the phone, we will have to whenever we read from the observer on the phone, we'll read that characteristic that is saved somewhere. So let's jump into some code. Let's jump into some code and see if we can build up some sort of intuition. So right now we have a random number generator, and let's leave the random number generator, and let's consider this some sort of sensor that is sensing something like temperature, because later we can even convert this into an actual temperature sensor and see if we can actually get packets on Bluetooth from it. Cool. So ignore that. So the first thing we do here is we register a log module for this thing. So that's fine. That's cool. That way we can, I wonder if we could do 15 screen and then TTY SCMO SCM0. It's there. It's just it's there. It's just let's see. Read. Let's see if we can modify this code so that it actually logs every time. Let's see if we can modify this code so that it logs every time it has to do read. Okay. Okay. We'll go through this and we will get this looking so nice. Log inf in observer just read our characteristic. Okay, cool. And then as usual with all Zephyr applications, what we need to do is we need to add logging. Let's call it temp and LED control. Temp and LED control. Let's call it that. We need to enable logs. We need to config log level config. Let's go here and yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's there. So you can use that. Okay, config such might be too much, but bt log level config log level debug copy. Okay, so let's just do that here. Conf equals, let's see, I hope they won't be too much, and that should enable us. Okay, so let's go back, build the application again, and then once we've done that, we can do the nice things. So first of all, let's build the app. In the meanwhile, I'm putting the app in bootloader mode. So just build the app, and then we'll correct this as we get to them. We will correct this. We will correct these deprecations that we're facing, which is cool. So we have code that is a year old, and Zephyr has deprecated some functions in the meanwhile, but the application just works on the newest version of Zephyr. That's cool. That is longevity. That is excuse me. So that's building. Oh my word. Why does it have to take this long? Yeah, I wish we could make Zephyr builds faster. This is temp and LED. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Let's make it there, and then we want to do temp and LED. Temp. Let's flash that, and then basically let's see if that changes anything. Okay, it's scanning. So there's the thing, I see a custom BLE service. No. It still is called a custom BLE service, but in addition to that, we can probably do some logging now. Anyways, which is what we wanted. Let's see. Which one is it? Is it because I used Is it because I used a non-ASCII thing? Is it because I used a non-ASCII thing in the name? No, this is not that. This is not that. Cool. We've suddenly lost the, and I have a feeling, and LED control. I have a feeling this is our issue. That is our issue. I have a feeling. This should go to the end. That is our issue. So let's go back and build this thing again. So the custom service and the custom service does not appear anymore. So PS SU. Custom. Custom. Let's go into the source. Custom. And yeah, so that should be just, it should be just that. It's just that we changed, and that's already up there, so leave that alone. I will close this, yeah, and then I will package this. Okay, and then I will try and flash this. And first of all, do we have anything? Oh, obviously, we need to be in loader mode. Another thing I think we can do is, I'm realizing, but let's get this one done first. Okay, so did that went off and then it came on. Oh, amazing, we get logs. Number one, we get logs. Cool. So I still do not see I see a custom BLE service. Connect. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. I see an NA service. I see debug. So let's see. Connect. Either one. Something, by the way, I just changed the name of the service, broke it. There's somewhere I've messed up. So somewhere we have a dependency on somewhere we have a dependency on this. And somewhere, because we have that dependency, I'm not using kconfig, I'm not using the extended overlays. I will see if I am using them. But somewhere in there, I could also just get rid of the build folder. Somehow I've managed to mess myself up so that I end up doing the font to change, font this. I'm using all of those files. I'm using defconfig, prgconfig. You're not using any of the things I have, so we're going to get rid of quite a few files. That's fine. We're gonna make this quite skinny. Do we define some sort of advertising name somewhere here? I don't think so. I don't think we use some sort of advertising name, so we should be good. So let that build. Let that build again. Let's see. So we've removed that. We've put it in Zephyr Elf. That's fine. Now I want to go back and package it from build Zephyr X into zip. Yeah, that should make it. And then I want to put my thing in DFU. And then I want to, after I've put it in DFU, I want to now flash it. We should make it go off and on, which means after it goes on, I can, maybe that, let's see. Yeah, it's fine, it'll start at some point. Why isn't it? Come on, just disconnected. It's in DFU mode. Okay. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can start. I don't think I can start listening to. Yeah, cool. Resuming from suspend. Woo! Remember the thing we were doing yesterday? Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's close that. I'm gonna close my app again. Open my Bluetooth scanner. Yeah. Yes, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Okay. Let me use the Nordic SDK. I don't know why, but I have a clock sound. Luffy, I'm busy. Okay, cool. So something about what we've changed has changed something so much that let's go back and go back to the custom BLE service and see if that will fix it. custom BLE service. Is that what it was before? It if no, yeah, see now that's a problem. It's that did I just add that? Let's actually look at the code that is here. We need to delete so much of this code. Yeah, 833. Okay, let's go with this one first and then come back and see if that changes anything. And then also we'll leave that there for now. So we're using kconfig. Okay, let's just build while removing things one by one. So let's see if that builds now. Yeah, moral of the story is to not change two things at once. We can, yes, and I already just changed two things at once, but it's fine. Just remove some dead code. We will remove so much from this app that everything will be here, will be like connectable. That's fine. Let's just go step by step. Okay, cool. Package it. And package it. Okay, we're in the mode. We made a package. We can now do that. This will disconnect, and that is off, so it's on again now. Oh shit. Yeah. Sorry. So do not start before that finishes. Okay, so don't start logging until that is done. And then let's do some logging. That should be good. It's resumed. And then let's come back. So I have custom LED service back. Amazing! Did you see that? We got when we what? Did we change that much in the app? Git diff. Yeah, I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use that at all. We don't use that. Literally, the only thing we change is would that block. Would that block. Are you serious? Is that what we did? I know what I did. So I put something that might block in an ISR. Essentially, that could be the reason it's not working. Anyways, let's see if that's actually what the problem was. And as we see that, let's go and look at read custom characteristic in Zephyr Docs. Read custom characteristic. BT GATT. Wait. Where do we pass this in? We pass this to BT GATT service define. BT GATT utter read. BT GATT. BT GATT service define. BT GATT service define, that's the one. It accepts BT GATT service define, it accepts a name and some other stuff. A name in the service itself. No? It's a custom service. Where is the custom service defined? Custom value, custom service. Custom service. I must build a custom service somewhere up here. Takes a name. Okay. So how is that? No, BT GATT service design, service name. Can we find an example of how this is being used in Zephyr? And probably the thing that we're building is done building now. Should overwrite. Should now be able to do that, and then this will be disconnected, and just look at that. Yes, that's working, and then it will go off, and that means that's done. Here it's coming on. Okay. I have a feeling I was doing wrong. It's connecting. Okay. Okay. Let's look at it again. Okay, let's look at this. And if we go to kconfig search, BT log level and VL level. Which ones? I don't want to get all the debugging ones. I want to get above debugging and up. Shit. Where do I get this information? so easy, but you never always have it. Trace debug info error. Let's just do error. So because we have a lot of missed messages, so we could be having an error that we cannot see, and that could tell us error. Okay, let us rebuild this thing once again. I don't understand. I didn't even change that much. Git diff. What did I change? I added cache there. I removed some unused files. Appearance 83. Config bt device underscore appearance. Copyright da 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 da. Okay, no, there's no change there. Nothing changed there. But yet somehow I broke the whole app and now it doesn't work. Do I have to turn off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 my Bluetooth? This is one of those things where I start something and then I break it insanely and then I don't know how to... that won't work. Yeah. And you'll have to disconnect and connect. I wonder if it's some sort of caching Bluetooth error. So that's been programmed. Cool. And here we will only get errors now. Okay. Okay, Bluetooth. So that was scanning for devices. None. Nothing connectable. There's a custom BLE service, but we found an error. BTRDV. Oh, cool, but it connected. Okay, so it appears this is a disconnection issue. Okay, so it's one of those errors that's inside the thing. And okay, cool. So I want to go back and okay, let's take another attempt at this. Temp and temp and LED service. Thermometer and LED service. Okay, let's just change the name and then see if that by itself will break anything. Okay, let's build. Disconnection is the problem, so I will disconnect willingly completely from this device. And okay, then we can start. We basically started modifying the application and we are going through it now. If you have any questions, feel free to send them by WhatsApp or leave them on the YouTube chat. Let's pack that. Sorry, just replying to something. Then let's, once we've packaged that, let me put the thing in DFU mode. Okay, and then once it's in DFU mode, I can just flash it. Okay, I will put a 1 there. I will put a 1 there. Cool, that's been programmed. And let's see here, can we go back? Okay, since my host did disconnect properly intentionally, I'm just scanning right now. I don't see any services yet. And close the app. Open the app again. That's not true. Okay. But that's not true. Ah! Amazing. We now have a thermometer and LED application. Yeah. So I will connect it and you can see we have thermometer and LED. But I can. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So let's now go back. Now that we've made sure this change is valid, So we remove some unused files, and in the main we just did some comment. Okay, OpenOCD just died. I'm back again. Okay, so let's go to the next thing. Let's do a bit more cleanup. Okay. So let's do a bit more cleanup. Config sysbuild. Do we need this? NR 5340, 5340. No. I'm gonna do this. Yes. Again, I'm gonna go that B should be, yeah. This extended conf. In here we can cut. Okay, let's look if we actually use overlay extended. Cut Zephyr cut build Zephyr build Zephyr.config, and then pass this through grep, and then in grep we want to find overlay extended, just so we know if we're using overlay extended. Okay, so BT extav BT ext config. It's not set, so this is definitely not being used, although we can always come back to this and exploit later. Yeah, this too. This is sysbuild. Yeah, this is not this. We're not using this. Let's go back in here. Temp and light. Let's do that. We don't need to put the name service in the name of the service. And I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to disconnect completely from that existing temp. And the first thing I will do now is to just build everything and see if it works. If I recall correctly, last time we were trying to use BLE in Zephyr. Number one, Marvin and I are quite new to this, and it was quite difficult to figure out what was happening where. And we were trying as much as, and I think we'd set up some deadline for ourselves. So we have, I've just realized that the project is carrying a lot of unneeded baggage, and I want to remove it and see if it builds. And if it just builds correctly and goes to the new service name, then we know we've cleaned it up, and essentially there's less stuff to even consider. You don't even have to check it out. So let's see if that works out. I really do feel like pushing through and doing the temperature sensor, but I'll see. I mean, that's a good weekend thing project. So that's built. Let's do the long package one. Okay, let's do the short deploy one, but I have to go into bootloader mode first. Let's deploy that. Okay, we finally have that deployed. Cool. And we can go back here and we can start our logger. Perfect. And what we want to do is just rescan, nothing, and then give it a moment, rescan, scan, don't allow. Let's go back and scan it again, see if we get anything. No, I don't want that. So I want to go get the scanner again, nearby scanners. I'm seeing its old name. I have a feeling if I connect to that and disconnect, it will make the new connect. It's funny because it takes, look at that. We have exactly what we need. Temp and light service. Perfect. And we can go into temp and light. We can connect into that. And once we connect into that, okay, now let's go back to our code and just add our, let's first of all git status, git add, git commit, change advertising name and remove unused code. This makes it really nice. I'm already willing to push that. Okay, so that's working, and then let's go in here, and now let's not think about what do we want to do in here. Let's check out the branch. Check out dash pr temp and light. Good. Okay, cool. We're on a new PR. So now, what I would like to do is I want to start implementing the light and the temperature and light service. But in order to show you on the screen that something is indeed happening, I would like to see if I can do login from in here and see. I know login might be blocking, but let's see. Let us try again. Log inf. We got a read. Quick and out. So now let's go back here and source, and here we can actually do this log level error. I can actually just do one. I'd rather use one. just use one so that it's okay. While we're clearing again, let's not as long, let's build it. Change our error situation again. And then it's quite cool because I noticed that like they're changing the error logging. So inside the Bluetooth driver, we're changing levels because even when we see, if you look at our logs, we still have inf logs, and then in our application we don't have inf logs, but inside Bluetooth, in the kernel, we get the inf logs coming out. But that's cool. For now, we'll observe that. We don't know how the mechanism of that works. We will see, we will understand it later. What did I now just change? I added a logger whenever we read a characteristic, so that we can see when I press read, something happening on the screen. So no, actually we are using the service that we're building. Package this thing. Okay, but I have to put it in DFU. Deploy. I don't think it's gonna have problems now because we didn't change the connection name or the advertisement name. It's just all the same now. We just changed some other stuff. Yeah, cool. So as you can see, the pre-initialize, we get inf error. We get inf logs even though we are above that, but that's for another day to find out about that. So let's see. Temp and light, it's there. Connect. It's connected and it's in. That's fine. We're connected. We're in the temp and light service. I will open the temp and light service and you will see I have a read characteristic there, somewhere there. So if I do read, basically what is happening is whenever I ask to read that value, I get to see it on my, yeah, whenever I ask to read, we get a log. So that's the first establishment. We can actually get logs whenever we can get logs from Bluetooth actions from this device. Okay, that's cool. So number one, we keep getting these fails. Let's fix these fails, perhaps. I'd like to perhaps fix the fails, and then I'd like to perhaps fix the fails, fix the deprecations. Let's fix the deprecations. Copy. So let's go here and Zephyr docs. That's fine. So it seems like the error we have is this person is deprecated, and then BLE advertisements that is deprecated, which 124. 123J. Early advertisement con. BT early ad start. BT, let's see, BT early ad start. The thing was deprecated. So they say we need to go to option connection. So I need to replace this one, connectable. Advertise as connectable. If this if not connectable, then type of advertising is used. Deprecated. Please use the advertise as a connectable. So please use BT early ADV opcon. That's fine. BTLE BTLE. Let's go look at that again. No. You wanna do this. And then the thing will just stick. Migration guide. Let's look at this function. It takes the advertisement parameter, which is the one we just fixed, and then it's the advertisement data advert, and then it takes the length of that data, cool, and then it takes the call, what is the BT struct, data to be used in scan response packets. I don't know what that is yet. And then it also takes that, so that's null and 0. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Does this build up? So let's see. Did we fix our advertisement? Did we fix our broken macro? We get a clean build this time. So I want to go into Zephyr itself. Zephyr. I'm going to Zephyr itself, and then I want to find what do you want. So because now that is giving me an error, and I don't want that error. What do I want? Let's see where you are in the code. This is gonna be mania. Bluetooth is huge. You don't really genuinely expect me to be I mean, that's what the error says I need to fix, but is that really? Yeah. This is peripheral. Let's go and look at the peripheral sample. Just a normal peripheral. Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, this looks like our ours so much. Those are all callbacks, I'll get to them later. So let's look at PTADV start. What were you using? What were we using before? Confast 1 or confast 2? BTLE ADV confast 1 or confast 2? What is the difference? GAP recommended connectable advertising parameters user initiated. Okay, and fast 2? Let's use fast 2. Okay, so let's use that. Let's use fast 2. No, not limited discoverability. Let's look at fast 1. Yeah, LDBN on fast 1. Con fast. Why? This might actually make our code build like it was cool. We use an error. We use a warning log so that we don't have to deal with infos, and then we're changing this code so that we can. Okay, cool. Let's build it. That's building. It is building. Let's see what happens. There you go. It's been upgraded. We no longer have deprecation warnings. But does it actually work the way it used to work before? So let's see. Let's package it. Okay, so let's deploy it. But let's see. We are in that. We're connecting. Device programmed. Okay, cool. And if we come in here, we can see that. And then if we come in here, let's see. If we connect, we will get a connection. without an error. Okay, it will read. Okay, perfect. This works. This works. So let's do that. Let's commit that. Git status, git add, git diff dash page. Let's use one for light logs and use new version of connection macro and git push. Yeah, we are on the branch. Okay, cool. So now what's the next thing we want to do? I want to make this so let's see, BLE known service UIDs. So can BLE unit have more than one service? It's probably in my code somewhere. Let's see. Okay, let's see. That's not the one I want to see. Can BLE have? That's what I want to know. Please tell me that's the error. If I remove this, can I go there still? Developer Bluetooth. Control F10. what is this? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we will just, I think I'll go with the first one, which is here. So I think it will be temperature sensor. Temperature sensor. What I want to know is, how do I construct Okay, cool. We can have more than one service. So let's define a temperature sensor service. I'm just writing some notes here on YouTube. Let's see what I want. Thermometer. Find it, thermometer, that. Generic thermometer, it's O cross 300. Ear thermometer is that. Mirror, minor device class. Health thermometer, I don't want a health thermometer. Health thermometer service, no. No, I do not want a body thermometer. I just want a normal thermometer. I'm thinking about how to structure it. So where am I typing? Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. Okay. But wait. That's not. This is not a service. This is an appearance value. Environment. Environment sensing device. That's what we want. That's the service ID that we want to use. And then in the that's the service ID. So let's use this service ID. Custom service file. So the thing is, I have to jump through a few things. I have to make an environmental service, and then beyond that, I need to construct a temperature reading thing. And I will try this. Yeah, let's just make up a new service on the spot. Let's just make up a new service. Let's I will do this. I'll do this, and then I will comment this out here. Okay. So BT GATT service define, and then here I will name it environmental sensing. Okay, and then BT GATT our primary service. Then we can use 0 cross 181A. So what are we doing here? Defining an environmental service. And then in here, let's go back to now the thing we needed to do. We need to give this a temperature characteristics. Temperature characteristic. And then in here, we want to use BT int BT UUID. Declare 16 because 16-bit values are the known ones. 128-bit values are the ones that you make custom, and then we want to do now I want to do temperature. Yeah. So yeah, there's this 272F. I don't want that thermodynamic now. No. 272F. No. Corrected color temperature. Wow. High temperature. No. 2A. This looks 2A. This looks okay. No. 2A6E temperature. Yeah, let's use this one. So let's use 0 cross 2A6E. Let's build a service like that. And then rather than in let's characteristic takes that and then that, and then we can just now come in, and then we can give it BT GATT, the same ones we had up there. BT GATT characteristic CHR and read, the same ones we have before that. And then we also want notify BT GATT CHRC notify, and then next ones we want the permissions BT GATT read. And then here I want to just put in read custom characteristic, and then we can't write to this, so provide a null here, and then here we want to say custom value, data. No, I want to see. I think this is where I'm putting. Where is my custom value? And custom value. Will this even build? You see how the issue is here. You see how the issue is here. There's two of here. There's two. This will now build. This would be amazing because what this would enable us to do, it would enable us to delete so much code. It would make our code basically like, if this works out and it deploys, it would take out like, so basically all of this custom work here. Well, this one can stay. Yeah, this one can stay, and this one can stay, but all of this characteristic and this stuff here can disappear for now. I mean, it can always disappear and then it will come back later, you know, as something concrete that works. But for now, it would be nice to make the code skinnier. I think once we achieve this, we can stop. Let's package that. Let's put our app in bootloader mode. I call it an app, but it's our hardware. And then let's deploy this. So far, so good. Wow, so it's been programmed. Let's now connect to logs. And then let's see. We can go here. I think I'm going to connect again. It's connecting. It is connected. Oh, wow, we have environmental sensing. That's amazing. And then we have a primary service, which is temperature sensing. Amazing. And then we have both read and write. So I'm going to press read here. Oh, wow. We still get like silly stuff. We still get like garbage characters. But look, hey, that is how you implement a custom Bluetooth BLE Blue. And that's how you implement a custom BLE service, all the way from having just a bunch of stuff to combining it into. So you might need to jump through a few documents, but if you combine all of these things together, this is how you can build up a custom BLE service that can be out there in the world, just servicing stuff and just living out there. You know what would be amazing would be to add, because this NRF82DK, let me see, NRF52840DK, temperature sensor. Does it have a CPU set? So it looks like our NRF has a CPU temperature sensor. I wonder if we have CPU. I wonder if we have to make a let's see, what types of sensing do we have? I mean, it's a 400-page document. So environmental sensing service, sensing device, environmental sensing measurement, environmental sensing trigger, core sensing. That's something someone owns, it's not ours. Okay, cool. So we only have environmental sensing. In order for us to build up a CPU temperature sensor, we would have to, because it appears as though the temperature sensor on our dev kit is a CPU temperature sensor, not an environmental temperature sensor. But this is perfectly fine. It shows us how to put a sensor inside Bluetooth Low Energy and then push out that data. I'm gonna take a break, and then I'll decide when I come back. We might do a second stream later today where I go implement. So let's look at it. We can actually make our code so much smaller. Do that, and then we go this here. I'm gonna do this. This is actually should stay here and should be here, and then this should all just okay. So this can also stay because we're using that. This can also stay. This can also stay. This can also stay. I will remove this custom characteristic because we're not using that. Not right now, anyways. I will remove this as well. This as well. Yeah. So let's work with stuff that is already defined, and then let's see how much we can push BLE itself. I think so. I really want to Clang format this file. Can I do that? Clang format, but I want to do this in Clang format src main. Git status, git diff. So we've removed a bunch of code, we formatted our code, and we have this code looking at least. Okay. Git status. Commit -v. BLE service implementation. Move to unknown service definition and advertisement. Use known IDs. Format code with Clang format. Okay. Git status. git push. So thank you so much. I'm gonna take a break and then I'm gonna come back and round this up and implement actually a sensor reading so that we can read the sensor and push out, read the sensor and actually show data out to the application. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. That was an amazing, looks like, what time is it? 11:40. So that was an amazing 2 hours of streaming. I learned so much and I did so much. And thank you so much guys for coming. That was cool. Let's see. We need to